Hello everybody, happy Tuesday to you all. For dinner tonight, I'm going to be making beef and broccoli stir fry over rice with some pot stickers. So what I have here is the beef for the beef and broccoli stir fry. I took 1 pound of sirloin steaks. Mine were called breakfast steaks. You could use flank steak, any kind of sirloin, and I cut it up in long strips and then put it in this baggie. So we make this in a couple of different steps. You do need about 2 hours to let the marinade do its thing, and this is the marinade. And I'll try to have this listed out on my blog. If not, you might have to come back and like take notes. This is like one of our family recipes that I kind of know like the back of my hand. So hoisin sauce is delicious, and you need 1 tablespoon. You can find it in your like Asian aisle of your grocery store. And I just kind of use the bag to wipe off the measuring spoon. And then you're going to need 3 tablespoons of a low sodium soy. This is salty enough on its own, so low sodium is important. So 3 tablespoons. So you want to make this, you want to do this part. Make this marinade and marinate your meat 2 hours out. So make sure you do that. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of sriracha, which is a Japanese, I think Japanese. The hot chili sauce, I think it's Japanese, I'm not sure. I think. Here's what the bottle looks like. You've seen it at many different Asian restaurants. My husband loves it on even non-Asian food. 1 teaspoon. Right in, and I just wipe it out. It's all going to get mixed up anyway. And then we're going to need 2 teaspoons. I'm going to get a different measuring spoon, just so I, don't have it all gooey. Cornstarch, just to thicken it up. Right in. I spilled cornstarch in my pantry one time. It was the stickiest mess you've ever seen. It was awful. It took forever to get the cornstarch out. Next, you're going to need some garlic. Now, my fresh garlic looks kind of bad, so I'm using just garlic powder. You can use some fresh to smash up the garlic heads and add a couple to it. You want a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, or like 2 cloves smashed. And then you want 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. If you don't have fresh ginger, you could certainly use ginger powder. I keep ginger root in my freezer, and I just grate it in when I need to. So just kind of guesstimate 1/4 teaspoon. Just taking it across that microplane, and some of that delicious fresh ginger. And I would totally use fresh garlic. I just didn't realize mine was not in such good shape. And then all you're going to do is shut it and mix that up. They're going to refrigerate this up to 4 hours. You could totally refrigerate it overnight to get the most, did I say 4? I meant 2 hours. You can totally refrigerate this longer, but you need 2 hours. So once you get it all coated like that, shake it up, make sure those flavors are on everything. You're going to put it in the refrigerator and let it, marinate. And usually I come in every 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and just kind of move it around. And we're just going to let those flavors mingle up. And in 2 hours, we will come back and make the rest of dinner. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. I have the steak out of the refrigerator that we're marinating, and it will just come to room temperature so it doesn't seize up on the grill. Okay, so we're going to make the sauce that's going to go over the beef and broccoli, but before I do, I want to talk to you guys about something. So these different items like the hoisin sauce, the sriracha, and the soy, the sesame oil, the oyster sauce, and like rice wine vinegar, these are items that if you keep them stocked up in your pantry, you can make tons of meals from. So it might be a little bit of an investment for a recipe at first, but you know, you will use them in lots of other recipes if you want to. So the first thing that we need is some rice wine, and you need 1 tablespoon. I'm sorry if I don't post the recipe. You can just watch everything and write it down if you need to. I'll try to post it though. Might be a little bit delayed, but I'll try. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of chicken broth. I made my own in the crock pot, and I think I got a video for that. If I do, I will put it in an information card. It'll pop in, and you will be able to click on the recipe. So 2 tablespoons of chicken broth. Now I'm close to, you know, like I'm about here on the oyster sauce, and you need 5 tablespoons. So I'm just going to turn mine over and kind of give it, you know, a couple taps, and let it sit there for a minute while I get the other stuff in. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and I always shake mine up. You're also going to need 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I've got tons of measuring spoons for reasons like this. Okay. I'm not that particular about it. Round 2. And then let's get in the oyster. Oh, well, we still need some brown sugar. You need 3 tablespoons. So let me get that out. I'll let that hoisin sauce keep coming down for me. We're making this ahead of time and setting it aside so it's done. Just a sprinkle more because that last one was not as full. Now 5 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and that's basically what's left in this bottle. So I'm not really going to measure it out. It takes a minute to get out because it's thick. Alright. And now we're just going to whisk that together. Mix it up. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Not a lot though, just a little bit. If you have any pieces of cornstarch that hasn't dissolved, it will in the skillet, so don't worry about it. Now that's done. All we're going to do is set it aside and start the next item, and that's getting the broccoli ready. Okay, so now we're going to get everything else ready, like the vegetable, for the beef and broccoli. We're just going to take a broccoli floret, get it torn apart. If they're really big, you can cut them in half, and if they have big stemmy, you know, pieces on them, cut them off. You can definitely keep this part and use it in like broccoli soup. So be sure to put it in your freezer. The stem does have flavor, it's just not that edible unless you like blend it up. Alright. I already washed it. I also have 3 scallions that we're gonna dice up. I did find some garlic at the bottom of my pantry. Where did I put it? There it is. And I was so happy because this part I really do like fresh garlic for. But of course you need your broccoli for beef and broccoli. This is a healthy meal for your family. My broccoli's ready. I'm going to cut up these scallions. They're kind of all different sizes, but I'm just going to lightly run my knife through them. Okay, so now we're going to get our garlic ready. You're just going to take about 6 medium cloves, whatever you have. Get the skins off of them and mince them up. You could use a garlic press, which I love, but I'm just going to run my knife through it tonight. Press down with your knife. The skin will come off 10 times easier, usually. Alright. You guys have been wanting this recipe for a while, so I'm so happy to be sharing it with you. You don't have to marinate your meat if you really, if you forgot to do it, you just do it until you get everything else ready, like this stuff. Do it as long as you can. It's better when you menu plan for your family, so remember that. If you menu plan, you can, take your 2 hours and let your stuff marinate rather than not. The longer you let it marinate, the better it's going to taste. I like a good 2 hours or longer. Right now, mine's been in for about 2.5 hours. And I can do 2 or 3 things on the same cutting board. I don't feel it necessary, unless it's meats, of course, to get a new cutting board for every single thing. And I do it all at one time, just to make it easier. Alright. Just running my knife through that garlic. And I'm going to grate ginger over the skillet when it's time. I'm not going to do it right away. I popped it back in the freezer and it makes it easier to grate. So there is our vegetables and such. We have our broccoli, we have our scallions, and we have our garlic. We do have some ginger that we're going to add, but we're going to add that when we're cooking it. Now, since I'm making pot stickers tonight, we are going to move this cutting board out of the way, and I'm going to get stuff ready for those. So let's get the pot stickers ready. Okay, for the pot stickers, you're going to need some ground pork, not cooked. You're also going to need about 3 ounces of green cabbage. I found this in the organic section. I like a little bit of red bell pepper. Remember, you need a small dice because they are going to steam or boil or fry. And you're going to need, small cuts of whatever you put in. There's some red pepper in here. You're going to need 3 scallions diced up. You're going to need some more of that sriracha, some more of that sesame oil, and some more of that hoisin. And I will have to get the ginger out to get it in our mix. So all we're going to do is add every single thing to the bowl, and we will go through that right now. Okay, so we're going to make the pot stickers. Very, very simple. And I'll try my best to list everything out. You're going to need some raw ground pork. And this is the Smithfield I got, and it was very, very cheap. And add that to a bowl. You're going to need 2 scallions diced up. And remember, these are going to be small little pot stickers. So you want a small dice on everything. I like to add a little bit of red pepper to mine. You can add whatever vegetables you like. Then you're going to need about 2 cups of, 1 cup, I guess, of shredded cabbage. And this is just green cabbage that I found in the organic section. And then we're going to move in with some spices. Some people put mushrooms in these. I really don't like to. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of garlic. If you have fresh garlic, which I just ran out of, then you're going to want to use 2 cloves. So let me add about a tablespoon. I'm breaking out all the different measurements today. There we go. And you're going to want some sriracha, and I like about a teaspoon. You can add more for heat. I don't really like it very heaty, very hot, heaty. I don't like it very hot, and so I'm just going to add a little bit. Then you're going to need some sesame oil, just a couple teaspoons. That's what I said. The stuff comes in handy when you're making more than one dish, or, you know, to have in your pantry so you can make some, you know, different kind of meals. Then you're going to need some Hoisin sauce. You're going to need 1 tablespoon. I love this one because I can just adjust it. It's cool. I'm just going to dip it right in. And it goes. And then we're going to need some pepper. And we're also going to need, where's the pepper? Here it is. Our ginger. So let me get that out of the freezer. Okay, I'm going to grate in, where'd that go? Right here. Got everything behind me. I'm going to grate in a teaspoon of fresh ginger. So all the flavors are carrying over. And then you're going to get messy. You're going to mix everything with your hands. I'm going to get all that off. You're going to mix everything with your hands. Mix it up well. These flavors are going to kind of mingle together. They're going to be really good. It's more of a dry mixture, so don't worry about that. So that is our pot sticker mix, if you will, our pork mix. And I'm going to get this mess cleaned up on the island here, and then I'll show you how we fill them. Super fast, super easy. Okay, I laid some wonton wrappers out. These are just the all natural. I found them in the produce section. And then you're going to take a little bit of your filling and add it to each one. These are not round. They are square wonton wrappers. And you're going to make like a little purse. I'm going to show you how to do that. But you don't want to overfill them, or, you know, it'll make it harder to stuff. You will need some water. So I've got a teacup to kind of help the edges seal, and we're going to get busy making these. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do these, and just 1 or 2 of them, and then I'm going to get busy and do them really quick. All you're going to do is take your finger, dip it in the water, and go around the edges of the wonton after you've added your filling. Then for square ones or round ones, you take the bottom up, just like this, and press the top together. Hold on, I'm sorry. Press the top together, so straight up, and then you're going to make an indentation. So you're just going to put like a pleat in it of sorts. You're going to come in and go over itself. These are homemade. They don't have to look perfect. And once you do it, you kind of get the hang of it. Mine never look beautiful, but they sure taste good. And so you just kind of seal your edges. Make sure they're sealed really well. And there's your little wonton, your little pot sticker. So let's do it again. Oops. All you're going to do is take your wonton, wet the sides of it with some water, round or square, it doesn't matter. Pull up on the dough, push down on the filling, and get those edges together, crimp them together. Just like that. The water will help them stick. And then you're going to fold it in over itself. See, like that? On each side. Pinch it all together. On the sides. Do it however you want. And there you go. So, that is how you make your little wontons. Your little pot sticker out of the wontons, that is. So let me get busy. So now that we got our little pot stickers, there's 3 ways you can make these. There might be more. You can steam them, you can fry them in some vegetable oil, or you can boil them. Now I'm going to steam them, and I'm going to line my steamer with parchment paper, and that will keep them soft and chewy and delicious. So that's the second part of our dinner, and now I'm going to move on and get cooking. Okay, so all the dinner prep is done. We have our little pot stickers, and we have everything ready, including our meat that's marinated. to be fried up. Now, I am going to be serving it with some of the Uncle Ben's jasmine rice. I have a delicious recipe for a crockpot sticky rice. I just didn't have time for it tonight. You can see there's a lot of prep that goes into this meal. That's why I put it off quite a few nights, just because I didn't feel like doing everything. I'm going to take some help from the store, use this 10-minute rice, and serve it with the broccoli and beef. Okay, so let me go over what's happening on the stove here. So in this skillet, I'm going to make the beef and broccoli. I have about a tablespoon of coconut oil that I'm using. I have never used coconut oil in this recipe. I usually use peanut oil, but I'm going to give coconut oil a try. You could always use vegetable oil, and that is going to be to saute our meat in. So we're getting that heated up. Over here in this little pot, I have the rice. So I have 1.5 cups of the jasmine quick rice from Uncle Ben's with 3 cups of water. When it comes to a boil, we're going to pop a lid on it. Over here, we have a double boiler. This is a steamer, and we have lined it with parchment paper. We have a lid for it, and this is filled up with water where it can steam right through the parchment. Now, why that's important is the little pot stickers will stick if you don't. You can drop them in boiling water, or you can fry them. We are steaming them for a healthier option. So once this is really hot, we are going to add our beef, but we're not going to touch it for about, I don't know, a good 30 seconds. And then we're going to flip it over, give it about another minute, and transfer it. We're not going to worry about it being cooked all the way through. And just so you know, the longer you cook it, the tougher it will be. So it will not be in here very long. And then we're going to remove it, add the broccoli and the garlic, and we will be making the pot stickers as we go. So that's what's happening on the stove. Okay, while everything's heating up, I'm just getting our dipping sauce ready for the little pot stickers. And I just like to add, I don't know, about 5 tablespoons, maybe 6 of soy sauce. And then I just add just a drizzle of the Japanese sesame oil. And then I add just some sesame seeds. So I got those ready. And now it's about time to go cook. Okay, you guys can see how I've sat them up. And you might want to turn your heat up a little bit more on these since the parchment is on it. I'm putting the lid on. They're going to take about 5 or 6 minutes to cook all the way through. I'm going to cook 2 batches. The coconut oil is nice and hot. I'm going to add our beef. Okay, so I have the beef over here, and now to this very hot skillet, I added about a tablespoon more of coconut oil. We're going to add our broccoli. Red onions and garlic. And a few crushed red pepper flakes. Not many. Mix it up. I add a touch more oil because I think I need it. I'm going to saute that garlic. Give it a couple minutes, about 3. And try to keep it all even in the pan. So now the broccoli has cooked. We're going to add back in our meat. Mix it up. We're going to mix up our sauce one more time and pour it over. Turn it down on low. And let all of those delicious flavors mingle together. And there is your beef and broccoli. Alright, I'm actually going to turn it off, put my lid on, and wait for the rest of my dinner to get done. So I took out the first batch of the adorable little pot stickers. See, they're not perfect, but they don't have to be. They're made with love, and they'll be delicious, trust me. Okay, so here is our Tuesday night dinner. Doesn't it look delicious? Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. We got the pot stickers with our sauce. We have the beef and broccoli over the white rice. It will be a delicious dinner. I hope you guys try this for your family. There is a little more food prep involved, but just plan for it and you should be fine. My family is going to love this dinner. This is my plate, Scott's plate, and Jackson's. That's our Tuesday night dinner.